Hey everybody, welcome to Holding Space Sundays. I am recording this instead of going live just because I've got quite a bit I want to talk about, and I'm looking at trying the meditation part in a different format. Um, so we'll just see how this goes and if I can put it together in time and get it uploaded for that usual 9 o'clock kind of spot on Sunday nights. So anyway, wow, yeah, we have a lot to talk about. We'll get into sort of what's coming up for this week and what we're going to kind of focus on in not so much the meditation. The meditation's an older one that I used. I actually intended to put it together for the new moon the other night, and things just didn't come together for me. It's I don't know, just timing and things like that. So we'll give that a try tonight, and that way I can try this new format of recording it and then recording the meditation separately, just seeing how that works, and yeah, doing it that way. I'm just gonna try a few new things, which is good because that kind of brings us to today. So we're heading into what they call the Sirius Gateway. So Sirius is a star, probably one of the brightest in the sky. Um, the Egyptians actually considered it the second sun, the spiritual sun. Um, so yeah, so like first thing as the sun, like at a certain point, you should be able to see the sun and Sirius conjunct each other. So it does look like we have two suns in the sky. Doesn't happen very often. So this portal is literally 3 days. So today, the 3rd to the 7th, which is then the 7/7 gateway. So every month, um, whatever day, so July 7th, July being the 7th month. Um, so there's another gateway of energy that day as well. So it looks like it's going to just be a continued power packed kind of week of energy coming in. Um, Basically, this has been kind of nonstop. So between all the things going on with the sun and all of that, energies have been really intense, and I know people have really been feeling that. It's interesting though, because the one thing I'm really finding is people are, it's not just about awakening to the truth of things, but also awakening to their abilities. More and more people are reporting more ability to use their intuition, to know things, to feel things, to see things for some people. So, and that's really sort of the energy of this gateway, too. So, it's considered a gateway of energy between Earth and that star Sirius, which is considered our spiritual sun. So, what we're looking at in that period of time is increased frequency, so more frequency if we think we can't handle anymore. But it is coming in pretty intensely, and it will continue to do so. Increased downloads. So, what that means is just more on the earth level. For us, it means more epiphanies, more sudden understandings of how things work, more truths being revealed, and those sorts of things. It is going to increase the amount of awakening. So, meaning other people are going to start to tap in and tune into this. And it might also increase your level of understanding things. It also increases the activation of our DNA, which is a very deep subject, so we won't get into that. But just know that, like, sometimes that physical body sensations where you're getting weird things going on, it's just things are shifting and changing. Mainstream science will tell you that our DNA cannot be changed. But I have a, well, unless, yeah, we won't even get into that. But I'm guessing that, they never married it with this whole energy thing. So this is what's happening. We're being upgraded. Yeah, the basic thing is that we're leveling up and it's time to move forward. So like I said, lots of increase in those psychic abilities. It's just taking us up to higher levels of consciousness. Uh, the big thing though is like if everything I've just said like scares the crap out of you and you're like, I can't handle anymore, I'm done. It's still taking, going back to like we've been working on into the heart center, hanging out there, staying in a state of love as much as possible, and just keeping that vibration. So, the big thing with this energy coming in is like, it's not so much about you have something to do, it's just allow it to receive it. Uh, it's going to have waves of tiredness and then ecstatic bliss over the next couple of days. And it's kind of like just ride that wave. Just go with the flow on this one. Don't fight it. That's the basic thing. Is like so. Um, there's nothing you have to do or be, but just allow. I know that's like the toughest thing to do. Um, and just, yeah, embrace and welcome these changes, because it's helping us to access our true self, and it is helping us to understand and awaken to the fact that we are divine beings, with lots of intuitive abilities all across the board. And it's just time for us to be stepping into that truth. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I wanted to talk about for today. Yeah, it's funny. I tried to record. There's a couple other things. I think we'll do the cards and see if that reflects them. But I part of the reason I didn't end up putting up that moon video was everything was like really charged up then. But I was getting that thing about, this is still this balance of divine, feminine, masculine. And there's still this like kind of battle going on. You can see it reflected in the outside world in many different arenas. And so it's just working itself out right now. And it's not comfortable and it's not pretty. Like, people are being kind of really terrible to one another over this. It would just be amazing if we could realize that these shifts and changes are all for the greater good. And we just have to, you know, basically the analogy I've been giving a lot of clients this week is, and I stole this from Pam Gregory, she's an astrologer, is that we're in the process of building the new, right? So the house is still standing, the foundation is still there, but it's all cracked and it's not in good shape. So we can't take down the house and build on that old cracked foundation. It's got to go too. So this is a complete dismantling of everything. And it's not comfortable to watch. And it's a dirty job and it's hard. It's not easy. But we don't want to build this new house that we're building on this crappy old foundation, or we're just going to be in the same spot we were. So this is about digging up that foundation. It's literally burning everything to the ground and then letting it rebirth. So, and that's kind of also part of this series gateways. You still might see a lot of death and rebirth. We're still in that phase. You might see it out in the world and you might have it happen still to yourself. Again, it's just like, let's ride these waves and know that we're going to get to the other side of it. We're going to be okay. And just, yeah, continue with that, the self-care thing of rest, stay in a state of love as much as possible, and just try not to get distracted by all that outside chatter, all that outside worry and fear, because it's not doing us any good and it's not helping us move uh, through this gracefully. Like, all of this is happening and there's no stopping it. Like, we can't say, oh, when will this end? Can this end? I've had enough. I'm not doing this anymore. You can't say those things. Um, but our job is really to go through this. And the best way is if you're not fighting it, because then you're not, um, you're making it harder on yourself if you fight it. So just allow the energy to like build and change. And sometimes it's going to plummet you down and you're going to need to rest. And these things, it's just accepting what is, which as humans, we're not really good at all. Anyway, okay. I've got 3 cards here from the portals deck because we're in a bunch of portals and gateways right now. So first card is the Halls of Amenti, Initiation. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiations. Yeah, I mean, basically, this is what I'm just saying. This is the process of what's happening now. All the truth is coming out. I like this card too. I'm looking at it, and it's like the light pillar and the dark pillar there. So we're coming from dark to light. It's a big change. This is, again, like I could say, you know, I've talked to people and I have to buffer myself a little bit about the things I'm saying because it's so far fetched and it's so far out there that you know people we it's nothing we've ever known, and that's why it's extra scary sometimes. All right, the Anunnaki light codes, energetic shift, new information, and the end of a cycle. That's also what I wanted to say is like this is a new time cycle that we're heading in. So it's that foundation thing for one to end, or one has to end for one to begin. So we're just heading into this new. It's just new. But there is major light codes coming in and new information, and that will probably be about our abilities and uh, what we are capable of truly. And then, oof, we got a lot of truth and information and secrets coming up. So this one is the Temple of Truth, throat chakra, authenticity, and self-expression. So this is just reminding us that as we step into this idea of knowing our true self, that we're going to discover a lot about ourselves that even we may not know. Um, the really important thing, though, is that we have to start speaking this truth. That means saying to people, this is who I am, and this is what I do. And I do believe that there's galactics, and we're going through this transformation on Earth instead of keeping it inside. So I'm just talking to myself here. So it's stepping out and being okay with where we're headed and what's going on. So nice, interesting one for the day. Okay, now I'm going to just do some of the star seed oracle here. Oops. Oh, I feel like we should read those. All right, so trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Yeah, so that's the thing is like the construct of time is all ours, right? We created it. It doesn't truly exist. But when you say that, that weirds people out. So um, what meaning that when something's ending, it doesn't, that's not the end of time and then we're done. Like I think a lot of people right now are really, there's a lot of hype around different events happening and that we're in the end times and this is it. um, this honestly is just the time is changing. It's going to be different. We're changing into a new structure. So um, it is going to be disconcerting because it's all we've ever known. Um, but just don't worry. Like it's not the end. Time isn't running out. You don't need to continue to worry that you didn't get everything done or you're not in the right place. You just have to trust the universe that you were exactly where you were supposed to be and you were meant to be here, and it's time, and it's going to be an interesting time. We also got the golden children, the inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. Again, too, the golden children, like this age that we're heading into is the new golden age. So it's just seeing those abilities coming online for ourselves. So our rare gifts. Um, and we'll be seeing that in others and the children. So again, it hits back on this inner child work. So make sure you're tending to yourself and taking care of yourself and loving yourself. First, love yourself. Then we got Hiereth, longing for home and homesick for the stars. This, I just think, with this gateway coming in, there's going to be ideas of coming online where you're like, oh, like where you start to feel that star seed part of yourself, where you're like, just a minute here. I am part of this universe, and I do have these innate intuitions and gifts, and I am part of this. So basically, it is just saying to us, like, you're gonna kind of get that feeling of like, I wish not that I wish I was somewhere else, but I know there's somewhere else and I miss it. And um, that's kind of the concept, though, of what we want to do is bring those heavens, those stars, those places we're from. So heaven on earth. So we don't have to be homesick because our home, we have two homes. We have earth and we have our original home, wherever that is. And so we want to bring that to this planet. That's the new paradigm that we're hoping to get. Oh, and then we got messenger, Sirius energy, the star Sirius, bringing harmony and balance. Okay, so this is strictly saying there's Sirius, the star, the bright star, almost looks like a sun. Um, yeah, so this is just happening. It's the messages are coming through. So just allow them to happen and understand at the end of it, it brings us into harmony and balance. And that's all we've ever been asking for. So yeah, like I said, just ride the waves of this, getting through it, and really just focusing again, self love, self care, tending to that inner child, any of those needs that need to come up, make sure you're taking care of them. And then just, weathering whatever gets thrown at us. And knowing that some of the stuff that gets thrown at us lately is pure distraction. It's trying to put you into fear. It's trying to take you off your path. So if you can keep that in mind and just realize that it is all smoke and mirrors and that it's not really true. So um, we'll be better off making it through this process if we can do that. It's fun to look at some of that stuff sometimes because sometimes there is a bit of messaging in it, but it's super important that we don't go into fear about it because that will take us off the path. And that's exactly what that darker, lower energy wants. They do not want this ascension to happen. But the thing is that, again, powerless to stop it. Not me, not you, not any religion, not any politics, not any person is stopping this. It is what it is. It is happening. All right. So, I picked from the goddess deck, the divine feminine deck, sorry, just because that is still a theme coming up. Um, Again, divine feminine and divine masculine, we all have both within us. Although, like, we have been living in a predominantly masculine dominated society for a very long time. The divine feminine has been trying to rise up, and it's not a rise above. This is a rise up so that everything's equal. Um, but that's been the divine feminine has been continued to be pressed down because there are powers that be that don't want to see that happen. So again, can't stop it. Keep trying. It's kind of getting laughable at this point that anybody is still trying to stop this from happening. Anyway, so I'm pulling some of the divine feminine cards here because I just think that's important that we keep embracing this energy. Yeah, out in the outside world, there's lots of events happening recently around feminine. And that is purely, again, to get us into fear of that things are being taken away from us, that we don't have any rights as women and all of those things. And that is the outside world. The divine feminine is separate. So if we can start embracing this divine feminine and raising that energy, and understanding too that, it's not just females that's going to happen to. This has to be an equal balance in both males and females on this planet. And so it needs to rise and it needs to meet and we need to work together. It's not an easy task. Obviously, I haven't been able to achieve it yet. But as this energy comes in, it's going to be easier to do. So again, just sitting and the best way to sit in divine feminine energy is to sit in the heart space, uh, feel emotions, um, you know, allow the tears to come, allow the laughter to come. Um, so many things. But overall, tending to yourself and caring for yourself, nurturing yourself. We're still in Cancer season, so love mothering yourself. It's mothering yourself. It's the divine mother, allowing that energy to come through. So as soon as you've taken that process of self-love, then you can take that out into the world and help mother and care and nurture for others, right? Okay, let's see what women, goddesses, divine feminine we got. Mirabai, the saint of true freedom. Love is what sets me free. I am married to my own soul. I get that. Self-love is the key. First, love yourself. Oh, this is funny. I feel like these are the exact cards I got in the moon reading, which I never put up, and I actually deleted the video. It's funny. Anyway, I can't say this name. I'm not even going to try. Kahadaja. Maybe? Kahadaja? The mother of believers. I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. Yeah, I think just saying we've it's the Wizard of Oz analogy. We've had the power all along, and the power is love, and the power is self-care and self-love and nurturing. And it's time to turn on those abilities up, up to 11. Turn it up, turn the volume up. Start emanating that every day in life. And then we got Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's also just kind of saying, like, with this light coming in, with this Sirius sun, considered our spiritual sun, is like that's maybe this energy as it increases, where we're going to start to see those connections. So understanding that we are like divine beings, that our soul is pure and love and exalted light. We are light. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I'd say just for these next couple days, just continue to be easy with yourself, rest, meditate. I'll try to throw up a couple of other meditations, maybe just individual ones, if so that you can do them really quick instead of having to watch through the cards and all of that. We'll just see. I try to do this every week and then it gets super busy. But yeah, so the 3rd through the 7th coming up. Just really allowing the energy to flow in, not fighting it and letting it do its job, and our job is to stay in love and stay out of fear. Yeah, really, that's all I'm getting is we just need to like stay in the right frequency at this point. Because that other frequency as it comes in, it, you know, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna have these waves. We're gonna have like just like tiredness and like I can't do this anymore. And then these like ecstatic bliss moments where like, whoa, this is the best. I love this. So yeah, that looks like what the week looks like. We're gonna do the meditation now. I'm actually gonna end this or this part where I'm talking on the screen, and I'm gonna try the uh, new approach to how I want to cut these videos together and see how that works for that meditation. And if it works good, I'll do that, or just go back to doing it live whenever I can. So for the rest of the week too, if I get to jump on the 7/7 portal, I definitely will. Our next moon isn't for till I think the 13th, so we'll possibly get on then. And then, of course, tomorrow I will put up the weekly card reading. We'll get back to that. Okay, so now just getting ready to do the meditation. It will come up here in just a minute. But while I do that, just closing your eyes, getting in your comfy spot, taking some good, soft, easy breaths, and just getting ready to meditate. Closing your eyes. We begin as we always do, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth 3 times. Imagine you are walking along a vast cliff overlooking the ocean. It is night, and it is the night of a new moon. So in its absence, the sky allows us to see 1,000,000 stars above. Laying back now into the grass, you take in the view of a dark and starlit sky. Breathe and rest. Tonight is also the peak of a meteor shower. You now see many shooting stars streaking across the sky. Suddenly, a rather large meteor streaks across the sky. It's big enough and its tail becomes a bright green color. This sure moment of awe you can feel deep into your heart. Make a wish here, and this wish is for yourself. What is something new you want to bring into your life? What is your heart's desire? Breathe and make your wish. Wish with all your heart. Sitting up now upon the grass, you realize your body is feeling light and airy. We now begin to float just above the ground, and then float higher and higher up into the sky, into the darkness and silence of space. Coming into our view is the moon, and we land gently upon its rocky surface. Sitting down, we turn our attention to Earth and bask in the beauty of this blue and green beauty we call home. The meteor shower continues all around us and the Earth. Again, you notice a larger meteor streak across through space. This time we'll make a wish, and this time for the Earth. What do you envision for new Earth? What would you like to see for Earth? Breathe and declare that wish. Wish with all your soul. Standing up once again and feeling light and airy, we continue now to float up, this time further up into space. We float up to a colorful nebula and land softly upon it. We lie down and take in the view of the universe, all the planets, the cosmos, the stars. You can still see the meteor shower surrounding the Earth. And in the distance, again, a single large meteor illuminates in a bright green hue and catches your attention. Here we make a wish for the universe. What new information about our world do we wish to know? Is there something you've always wondered about, surrounding the questions of why are we here? Breathe and declare your intentions to access these answers, to get these downloads, to be one with the universe. Wish for all the information. Wish for it with all your energy. Now floating back, descending back into Earth in all her beauty. See the pristine blue ocean, the vibrant green lands, the bright white of the ice caps at the poles. As we descend into Earth, feel the love and comfort of our beautiful home, our beautiful living and breathing Mother Earth. Gently touching down upon the grass, bring your hands to your heart center. Say a deep prayer of gratitude to be alive and present on this magical earth, and to be here for a part of this amazing change for Gaia and us all. Breathe. Sitting in heart center, taking in all of the energy of light and of love. Continuing to just breathe softly. Feeling your feet connected and grounded to Mother Earth. Yet still connected through crown chakra to Source, the Father. And then just residing all yourself and energy at heart center, surrounded in rose quartz light, protection, of love, of peace, of ease, and of grace. Breathe. And slowly return your consciousness to your space around you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.